Good morning. Let me check some settings and we will start recording. Checking. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. Good morning. This is Ryan with Coffee and Resales. I'm one of those guys who finds stuff at yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, and tries to make a couple extra bucks for it online. Today I've got some bad news but a solution to the problem. And I'll explain what I just did in a second too, because that's a fun thing that we'll see if I can make something out of. All right, sold a few things. Didn't get anything yesterday at Goodwill, but that gives me an opportunity. But I got something in the mail that'll help me with something else and all that sort of thing. So, and I messed up, and we'll discuss that later because I messed something up, sorta. But there's a solution to the problem that is workable. So, here we go. Starting out on the low end of stuff. No great sales, but I had 5 sales today. Let's see. All right. $7 book, The Wine of Violence by James Morrow. It's a hardcover science fiction. This is one of those things that you'd think might be worth more than it is, but they're not. And I might have paid $1 for this, at most $2. So at minimum, I'm getting my money back. But I may have paid 50 cents for this. But I don't quite remember. I've had it up for a while. I think it was one of those that I thought I could get 12 to 15 for, and I kept drawing it down, and it went for 7. So good to see it out, and glad it sold because that's going to help me with something else later. Next up is somebody actually paid for these. I said I'd sold them yesterday. Somebody paid for them finally, $11, which is a real good price for 4 books that you picked up for 50 cents a piece. So $2. Shipping on these 4 books is like less than $1 more than it would be to ship that book because of media mail. So that's a nice little, tiny little profit thing there. Next up, this bad boy. This is a Gravedigger, Hot Wheels Gravedigger Monster Jam, like an anniversary car. It's painted silver. It was silver paint with like gray wheels, silvery wheels. So this is an anniversary edition. No, some kid didn't repaint this. This is the actual one. $11. I always grab Monster Jam cars in good condition for 50 cents a piece or less, because I know I can get $1 to $2 at the flea market for them. And there's occasionally ones you find that they're limited edition or rare, or the short packed or chase ones that are worth a little bit more. So I always grab them, always look them up, just to make sure. $11. That'll be $5 or so profit for me because I know I didn't pay more than 50 cents or $1 for that. So, and finally, gonna say goodbye to a fella here. Skeletor, from one of the more modern He-Man runs. $9. And these types of figures are coming down in value. The Marvel Legends and the DC Universe figures and the 6-inch figures, we're seeing the value of these come down between economy and there are just so many out there, and I wonder if people aren't collecting them as much, which is kind of exciting because I'll get them, and then you'll find me. I'll stick them in the background. I'll put them up for sale, but I'll stick them in the background for display because they're cool. So I would have loved something like this as a kid. The technology for manufacturing these wasn't there, I think, until the early 2000s, maybe a little later than that. And now you can pick up bins of figures for, I got this in a box for full of figures for $1 to $3 a piece, and a bunch of them haven't sold, which was a little bit surprising. A lot of them I'm gonna wind up bringing out to the flea market to get. I'll probably charge like two for $3 for ones this size. So, but anyway, $9 for him, which is fine. But I was thoroughly expecting a little bit more. So there's that. Finally, what you're not seeing is a book I sold. It was an $8 book. It was what was the title of it? The title was The Great Fairy Tale Tradition, Straparola Basil Brothers Grimm. The Great Fairy Tale Tradition is a trade paperback, sort of an educational book. It wasn't in the box. It was one of the boxes it was kind of supposed to be in. I don't have that many boxes, which means there's a nominal chance I donated it, or it's in this mess here and I can't find it. So I may go. There's a box at home that I may not have made it here, and I'm gonna need to go home and look. But there's a solution. Since it's an $8 book, instead of canceling the sale, because I can't really quite afford. I don't have to. I'm trying to get my top seller status back, and I sell few enough stuff that one bad transaction kind of tanks me a little bit back down to above standard. So I need to try to keep that up so I can get my top seller status back. Usually it winds up being a lost book or a whiny. It doesn't even have to be anything major. I ship something a day late. I mess up and something goes out a day late, and then I sell little enough stuff that it hurts my numbers enough to where it knocks me out of top seller. Because when you sell when you have a low volume and you're not perfect, it's hard to keep that top seller because if you lose something or something like that. So that's what's going on. So if I can't find it at the house, what I'm gonna do is I found another couple of books in the $8 range, and I'm gonna buy one of the basically drop ship one to the seller. And I may even contact the seller and say, hey, look, I can't find it, but I'm going to get you I'm going to get you another one. I've never had anybody have a problem with that. It's a good solution if you have something that is common and something happens to the one you got and it's not a lot of money, you may be better off basically drop shipping something and sending it rather than doing the refund and taking the hit, because what happens is, yeah, you're taking a chance, but it's a better chance than taking the hit because if the person you buy from to drop ship it messes up, you're gonna get something bad anyway. So you may as well give it a shot and see if you can come out ahead rather than automatically taking the L. So, something to think about. Finally, another fun thing. The work complex that I work in, there's like a nonprofit across the way. There's a computer networking place that does small business computer networking and management type stuff, and an electrician. They got dumpsters. And I go take a walk every day about 3 o'clock. And I always pick in the dumpsters. So, like any good thrifter. 2 of these. 2 laptops in one of the dumpsters. So I went out, got They didn't have the power cord, so I went out and grabbed a power cord. These are power cords for laptops are $10 to $15 a piece. So I grabbed one. There are two. Actually, there were three, but there was one that was way too beat up. So I grabbed this bad boy, and we're gonna see. It's already powered up. Interesting. And we're gonna see how well they go. Because if I wind up with a couple of decent laptops, I can flip them. I'll wipe the hard drives and see what I can do with them. Note to everybody out there: always remove hard drives from. Either remove the hard drive yourself, or find somebody to help you do it. Whoever did this, I don't think pulled the hard drives. That was dumb. Yes, pulling a hard drive out of a laptop is a little bit of a pain in the rear end, but it's going to protect your data. You're going to make sure wiping a hard drive isn't 100% all the time if it gets in the hands of somebody who really knows what they're doing. So always physically pull the hard drives, and if you can't find somebody to shred them or bust them up, or Google how to break a hard drive so nobody gets a day off of it, just keep it and stash it away somewhere, because that your data is way more important than for somebody like me, but who's untrustworthy, to find it in a garbage can and figure out what to do with it and pull off some of your essential data. So there's a recommendation there. Don't if you ever throw a computer away, don't throw away the hard drive. Get it, or find somebody who can properly dispose of it and shred it and disable it properly so that your data is safe. So, tip there. But we'll see how these laptops do. I've actually got a stash of laptops in here in various degrees of disrepair. And so what I'm going to try and do is find. There are some online companies that will purchase them from you if they're working or something like that. But those and that's like bottom of the barrel minimal money that they get. So what I'm gonna do is I may do it to one of those. I may try to find somebody locally who will pay me $20 for a few, or to see if I can get some cash for them. Because I know there's a local guy in town who does a lot of laptop repair and does a lot of used computer stuff. So we'll see. Looks like this one is not working. It keeps cycling through a restart cycle. So this one probably needs a hard drive, which is good, I guess. But it keeps cycling. But the power's up. The screen power's up. So it seems like it's in at least good cosmetic working shape. You put a new hard drive in it, may be good to go. So, I'll try keep an eye on this one. Pack some stuff up. I'm going to go look for that, see if I can't track that other book down. I got an idea maybe where it wound up, but if it didn't, drop shipping it. So, that's reseller stuff. That's what happens sometimes. So, anyway. Like, comment, subscribe. If you've got an alternate solution of some of the stuff I've suggested, go for it. If you need a busted laptop, shoot me a message. Or if you got a solution for those that I haven't thought of, leave comments down below.